it going? Are you good?
Good. How are you?
Happy Monday. I'm very well. I'm on my staycation in my cabin in the woods. This is me for the next 3 weeks. Hey, I'm Kristen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
And Kristen sent me an image some weeks back, and it was, oh, thank goodness the terrible 2-meter rule is now gone here in Sweden. Now us can get back to our usual 5 meters. Hey, Bridget. Good morning.
Hi, Colin. Good morning, everyone.
Hey, Sarah. Good to see you.
How you doing?
Morning. How's it going?
Here I am now, breezing in, starting again.
Breezing in whenever it suits you. What time of the day do you think this is?
Yeah, come on.
I know, I'm multitasking. I'm doing lots of work all at the same time.
Oh, very good.
How's Donald Furlong?
Good. Woke up this morning, realised I could go anywhere, go to any shops, and decided I didn't need to.
Hi, Harriet.
Hi, everyone.
Meet the gang. They'll make you feel comfortable while we settle you in.
You've got all your gang supporting you, Colin.
Yeah, we support you, Colin, 100%, right?
You're good, Sarah. You're good. And that's only until Shelley gets in the room, and then the support shifts. Like.
Yeah.
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 They're a fickle bunch. Time. This isn't a sauna.
with full blazer and shorts.
I am fully clothed all the way down.
So he says,
Yeah, I'm going to pop up.
No, I'm going to prove it, but I won't.
have you? I just want to know, have you designed our boxer shorts on or what?
Tony, I don't recognise your background today.
Oh yeah, different house.
Hey, Tony, you and me both. This is my cabin in the woods. Where are you today?
Oh, the hinge.
I was looking for the familiar conservatory and I was like, is it definitely Tony?
Now you're part of the club, so once you get in, you know you can't get out. It's like that California song, once you get in, you can't get out.
Look at that, Sarah. Come on, give us a bar of it.
I can barely remember the name of it.
What came to me when I was getting ready was Dublin could be heaven with coffee at 11 and a stroll.
Oh, yes.
We should.
Through Zoom.
Did anyone see the little video on the internet of the Londis shop in Grafton Street, where he was saying normally he's worried about certain people coming in and thieving and pickpocketing, but the pigeons were walking in, grabbing a biscuit and running back out of the street.
I believe it.
Around, you know.
The size of them. I was there this morning having my breakfast, and my son and myself were looking out the window, and there was a pigeon there the size of a small dog. It must have been, it must be unbelievable. The bloody thing was huge.
There's a phrase. Right, one last birdie story, and then we're going to go cut to Princess Shelley. I was back in Dublin visiting there a couple of years ago, and walking up Henry Street. You know the junction between Henry Street and Liffey Street. You know that junction there, Marks and Spencer's. And there's this poor girl walking along eating a sandwich, right, on the street. Huge seagulls, talking about small dogs, this thing's the size of a small pony, right? Swoops down, grabs the sandwich out of her hand. She's God,
Wow.
He was a North Sider, you see.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Grab her. Did you get a haircut, Princess Shelley?
I didn't. No, it's just kind of sitting differently. I spend the entire day going like this and trying.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's just sitting a little bit differently. No haircut.
Lovely, anyway.
Did you guys know each other before COVID?
No.
What a great little community you've built.
Yeah,
It's absolutely glorious.
It's good.
It's lovely.
I was saying that to Colin. There's a cohort of people that's growing still, that if I met them on the street now, I would just scream and throw my arms around them. And I haven't met them before, ever. And I'd be like,
I know. Can you imagine the two of us meeting on the street? We'd cause havoc. We'd be both screaming.
So yeah, it's true, Mark. It's true. You made more friends in COVID than I have in the previous 10 years. It's quite
Remarkable, isn't it?
Eamon, good morning. Good to see you.
Morning, boss. How are you, sir? Good.
Eamon, very strangely, you're showing as muted and you're not.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's not showing it.
funny.
Huh?
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Just saying.
Nick, is that a Brian McMahon painting behind you?
It is, yeah.
He's a great friend of mine. You
Is
know,
he, Alan? I know we've all his paintings in the pub. You're not seeing them?
he's brilliant. For all of you don't know, he's part of the Limerick School of Painting, Colin and Sarah and Princess Shelley.
Good.
And he's a great painter, a real character. But it's so amazing to see. I have to say, guys, this painter is the finest painter in Ireland. There's no doubt about it. He went to the Limerick College of Art with John Shinners and with the famous Jack Donovan.
Jack Donovan, yeah.
And they were ahead of their time in terms of painting. The Limerick School of Art was better than any school of art in Europe at that stage. People always don't realise that.
So if you're in Dolan's the next time, go in the back bar. You'll see there's 5 different paintings from the docks that he did for me.
That one would be very pristine and that would be very kind of. His other works would be more chaotic than that one, but they're all beautiful. But he himself is extraordinary guy. Oh my God, he lives outside.
He's a character.
Bridget, between your encapsulating Ulysses the other week and that you are definitely a very valuable culture corner.
Yes.
Coffee and lemon.
Yes.
So you are, like, if we've got the resident pup and the resident herself, the resident pup's assistant, Miss Ward there, you are definitely the culture corner without a doubt. You've always got such lovely, how you recognise that from behind Michael. I love it.
You couldn't forget one of his paintings, but I'll tell you, if I have a minute, I'll tell you a quick story, but I call him ours now.
Please do, yeah. These are always great.
Michael, you'd love this. I went down one time to interview him, and when I went into, Tommy Smith said to me, he's gone on the bus. He's gone down to Knockcrockery in Roscommon. I said, blasted, he's there every feckin' day, and the 1 minute I want him, he's on his way down to the bus. So I headed down to the bus really quick, got on the bus, went to Knockcrockery, found him in the yard of Batty's pub there in Knockcrockery. And he was in the yard, and it was a windy day, and there was an easel. He had weighed down the easel in the yard, right? And he had a piece of rope around him.
He had a bit of rope tied around himself. Is that what you said?
Rope around himself, the easel, and he was literally painting like full blast in the wind. And all the chicken, it was in a farmyard, all the chicken and hens around him were covered in paint from all his, like, he was wiping the paintbrush on the chickens and hens, like anything that went by.
That doesn't surprise me, by the way.
Oh, brilliant. Kathy Mera, as expected, at 5:58 a.m. You're very welcome from New Hampshire. Good to see you. Kathy, when you come to Ireland, and we need you to fly into Shannon, right? And we need you to come to Limerick City, and we'll bring you for a creamy pint of Guinness. Whether you drink it or not isn't the point. It's the photo. Because if you don't drink it, perhaps Nick or myself might volunteer.
Colin will drink it, no problem.
Waste.
Hey, Colin.
Very noble of you, Colin. Very noble.
Colin loves his creamy Guinness.
You know, just a nice guy. Like, what can I say? You know.
Volunteering to do a very difficult job there, Colin.
Here, you know.
Ever the gentleman, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Mick.
All right, just have a bar of
Whatever the
Cadbury's.
volunteer, huh?
Anyway.
Bar of Cadbury's. Oh yeah, Mick. Do you sell Cadbury's do you sell dairy milk in Dolan's yet?
No.
It's a
And
new thing.
potatoes. Have you
New thing,
potatoes?
Potatoes, we have potatoes.
Potatoes.
And snack bars.
Next.
Oh, I love
You
snack
need
bars.
dairy milk in the fridge, right? Dairy milk and pint of Guinness. I'll educate you in the washerwoman. Oh, here's Tim Kelly. Here's Trouble.
Very good.
How's it going? Tim meets Steve. Steve meets Tim. How's Timo?
I'm good, Colin. I'm good. How are you today?
I should listen any better. It'd have to be twins, Tim. You know the usual.
Sarah, how are you doing?
Sarah
You're
Ward.
back. You're back.
I'm back from outer space.
I see Sarah Ward got the.
I was thinking of you this morning, Tim, wondering, I hope he's all right, and I don't know how to contact you to make sure you're okay.
Colin checked in on me. He said he couldn't run the show without me. He said it's like the show just he was struggling to keep it going.
It wasn't complete. No.
Steve,
Hi,
this is
Steve.
Sarah.
Hi, how are you keeping?
Hey, Steve.
Hi, Tim. Hi, Sarah.
You're the magic man, yeah?
I am, yeah, all this.
Okay, I have to go on a call.
Hey, Lisa.
Morning, Lisa.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
We're the call, are we? Are we the
And
call,
Chris.
Lisa?
Steve, just say something there for next Steve, because
We're on the call, are we?
we're all going to call. We're all going to Lisa's call.
We're on the call. Don't answer that. That's bad news. Don't answer.
Okay.
Steve, meet Lisa. And Kristen, zooming in from Malmo in Sweden. Meet Steve.
Hi,
Hi,
Steve.
Lauren.
Nice
morning.
to meet you. Hello. Good
Nice to
morning.
meet you. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. All good now.
Ah,
Did you all have your coffees?
We all have our coffees. Steve,
Yeah,
when
movie.
Actually, I didn't get a chance to. I didn't get a chance to make a coffee, so I have it today.
all right. I love
at
it.
home.
You're welcome here in Mullingar anytime. If you can make a cup of coffee in here like that.
Great stuff.
Hi, Princess Shelley. Hello. Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, Shell.
Hi, Stephen. How are you?
Good, not too bad. How are you doing?
Is it Steve preferable to Stephen?
Yeah, only my mum calls me Stephen. It's only when I'm in trouble.
Okay, well, it's keep Steve to Steve, so.
Well, we've names for most people in the cafe, but we can't repeat them on because this is being recorded. I love,
We have to find a name for you now, Colin.
oh, come here.
Oh, he has many names. Don't you know that, Sarah? You'd ask the team in their meetings in the morning when Colum's not around. There's plenty of names thrown around, I'm sure.
Hey, James, good to see you.
Good morning, all. How's
Good
everyone?
morning.
Hi, James.
Colum has been threatening to make me disappear from the show for quite some time, so.
Hate to break it to you, Tim, but it's already been organized.
Oh.
Behind
We
you.
have your volunteer. We have your
The
volunteer.
window will just disappear to me. Look like this.
Ta-da!
I see Kathy Mera has come in from New Hampshire. Kathy, good morning. Good to see you. How you doing?
Hi, Kathy.
5:59 a.m.
There.
And that's always my cue to begin to call the Kathy to order.
I have to remember to get up.
Yeah.
No pressure now, Kathy. Yeah.
Actually, I don't have a great act. Go back to bed.
Trina, Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Princess Shelley.
Yes. How you doing, Shelley?
I'm good. Thank you very much. It's Friday. I'm happy.
Yes. God, yeah, it's lovely.
I love the hearts on your collar.
Yeah.
I love when you wear that.
Do you know, I got this in one of these catalogs, you know, mail order. And when it arrived, I loved it so much. It was like, I can't afford just to have one of these in case something happens. So I have two in my wardrobe.
That's clever.
Very good, very good,
So
very
yeah,
good.
when I like something, I have to have two.
Dead right.
Absolutely not to be confused with having had two husbands, by the way.
Okay. Tell us more. Tell us more.
Keep my mouth shut. That was a bit-
Hadn't even
love it, I
thought
love
of that.
First thing, that's where my head went. First thing I said, no, Colin, be good. Don't go all Sarah Ward, Tim Kelly on us now.
I saw Cullum's face. You can go get your coffee. Go. I have this lot.
Girls chat.
Yeah, no, I saw his face go, and I saw the. Will I? Won't I? No, I won't. If you look up irregular choice, it's
Yes.
I don't know, is it a double R? EGULAR choice, and they're this kind of quirky type of with bows and things like that on.
Are they the ones, your light up shoes?
Yes,
you-
yeah,
yes.
I wore in Killaloo that day.
Yes.
So I'm going to order a pair to go with this shirt.
Cool.
Or maybe two.
And will they have glowing hearts and everything in them?
Genuinely, like Trina's
Okay.
right, there's bows on it, and they
Yeah.
sparkle when I walk.
I had an amazing story. Part of my work, I work with older people, and I love hearing their stories about, you know, where they met their husbands or wives, or was it love at first sight and all this kind of thing. And one lady, she was 94, and I was asking her, and her husband had died many years before. And I said, well, you know, how long were you courting for before you got married? And she said, oh, about 7 years. I was like, that's a long time back then, you know. What took your husband so long to get down on one knee? I know that's quite sexist, but that's how it was back then.
That's right.
I said, you know, what took him so long to get down on one knee? And she said, he was starting to get a bit annoyed with me. And I said, oh, why? She said, I used to give him up for Lent every year. Which I thought was the best idea. Could you imagine? Off you go now for 40 days, bit of peace and quiet.
That's
But
brilliant.
was she faithful during those 40 days?
Oh, she was indeed. Oh God,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
Oh,
okay.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. But he was like, oh, forget this. Like the only way I'm going to get my bit now is if I get down on one knee and marry her. She's stuck with me now.
15 years and 1 month ago, I misdialed a number. I rang a wrong number, and the guy that answered is the guy I got married to 3 years ago.
Ooh,
I met him by
very
ringing a wrong number,
interesting.
yeah. He was literally, so anytime I misdial now, he says, be careful now.
Tony, thank you for zooming in because I was being very outnumbered here.
Oh, really?
Very outnumbered.
He couldn't get a word in.
No.
I also didn't want to be honest.
He knows how to keep himself safe.
Yeah. Dangerous zone, isn't it,
It
Colin?
was one of those, no matter what you said, you were going to be wrong, you know.
It's okay, here comes Eamon to back you up some more.
Hey,
There
man.
you go.
Oh, and James will definitely have something to say.
Oh, James, lovely.
There was a while there,
What are you
Colin was
keen at?
frantically scanning the screen for somebody else, some other mail company to come in. He was like,
What's going on?
give me another mail here.
He was desperately outnumbered.
And folks, we've only 10 shows left after today.
Stop. You make me sad.
Katrina and I were tag teaming overnight on, no, that's going to sound terribly bad, but by message,
Tell us more.
text about the final week, and the final week, which is the week after next, very exciting lineup. Very
Big
exciting.
week.
And it starts on Monday with Lucy Cunningham.
Oh, thank you.
Top 10.
Top 10. Oh,
And Lucy, I hope you've loads more stories like that one you told us before the boys got here. That's
exactly. We want loads of
story.
those type of stories, yeah.
I'll try and keep it PC. And
I know,
Don't try too hard.
Don't. Oh, you're definitely part of the family already because you're right along our way.
oh, thank you so much. I'm feeling the love. Actually, I need to get my heart.
You know those white flashes when I smile? Can you do that, Kat? No.
Oh God, I'll try.
And the sound effects.
Yeah.
Kat, you must think I'm some sort of a magician or something.
I've visions of you being up at 7 o'clock this morning, Princess, going like this and trying like in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
Morning, Kathy.
We're on high-do, Tim. We're on high-do.
That's what I like to hear, Sarah. Full of Friday
Great
fun
crack
we are.
This morning. Great crack this morning.
Oh, I've no joke for today.
Tim.
I've got one. What was it again? Oh yeah. What did the coffee mug say to the coffee?
I don't know.
You're hot.
Thank you, Sarah. I love it. I love it.
That joke, in fairness, Sarah, was Tim Kelly-esque.
I know. It's pretty bad, all right.
They're spending too much time together.
I do have one. I have a small one. So
Okay, go on.
I've spent the week telling everyone. I spent the week telling everyone about the benefits of eating dried grapes. It's all about raising awareness.
Oh
no. Remember the old BBC test cards? You know, whenever something broke down, there was no show. Hang on a second now. Let's just give me 1 second, as if by magic. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, she's mortified. Look at her.
That's fabulous.
I
love it.
That's the opening for the Princess Shelley and the Monk Show, which is a spin-off. What was that? What was the great spin-off that came from some movie recently? In Despicable Me. Do you remember that? Didn't
Minions.
Oh yes. Minions.
Oh, that's our level, all right. That's our level.
Okay, cool. So look, we're gonna, you're very welcome. Good to have you here. Thank you for making it. And over to you, Princess Shelley, in your own time.
Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody, or I should say happy Friday. It's our last show coming from the cafe for this week. It's the Coffee at 11 show, and thank you for being here. We have our wonderful guest standing by, Catherine McGeechy, and I'm looking forward to hearing her chat with Colm, our host this morning. My name is Princess Shelley, aka Michelle Barry, and I'm the producer of the show, and I'm joined by a positively scrumptious team. We've got Katrina O'Brien. She's the real boss lady in the background. She edits the show and works very hard in the afternoon to get it looking up pretty for our massively growing global reach replay audience, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be going out on social media this show over the weekend, so do share that when you see it. I'm also joined by Eamon Smith, maitre d', referred to as the Rock, head of guest comfort and services, and I look forward to popping over to him in just a moment. Do familiarise yourself with that speech bubble. That's where the bit we're all waiting for to hear the vibe in the cafe. I have the honour and pleasure of sharing all the comments that you pop there. So do familiarise yourself with that, and we love to hear what's going on in the cafe throughout the chat. Finally, as you all know at this stage, this is the Zoomland applause, very much like a television audience. When you see this, Catherine, this is everybody applauding you and your story. So
Okay.
everybody, all levels of engagement in the cafe are encouraged. Laugh, smile, nod and applaud, and we love to see that, and we may even get a time for a question, and when Colm prompts you, pop up your hand when invited to do so. At this time now, I'm delighted to hand over to Mr. Smith, Head of Guest Services. Over to you, Eamon. Thank you.
Thanks a million, Shelley. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to you all. And welcome to day 75 of the Coffee at 11 show. So a little bit about my role in the cafe as Head of Guest Services. I'm here to ensure your security, your comfort, well-being, and your overall enjoyment of the show as well. And so two things that I do. First of all, just a couple of announcements, as it were. If I can bring your attention, as Shelley pointed out to you, the chat box below, please put your comments and questions and insights, anything that comes up to mind during Colm's interview with Catherine, put them in there. However, if you want to share any links, please send them to me first, just so I can verify them for security reasons. I'll be putting Catherine's links up during the show anyway. Also, can I ask you to please keep your microphone on mute throughout the show unless invited to do so. Remember, any noise, anything whatsoever shifts the camera completely onto you, so just be very, very mindful of that. And also, if you need to move about during the broadcast, rather than kind of moving and your camera going at that, I'd ask you to turn off your camera feed first. And if you're unable to do so, I'll turn it off for you. So that's the kind of security stuff out of the way. The second part, the bit I love to share with all of you, is where we enjoy our mindful minute, where we just ground ourselves right here in the present, and we give ourselves permission to pause and perhaps reset just for 1 minute. So with that said, at precisely 11:11, that's the most fortuitous moment of the day, I'd ask you just to give yourself permission to close your eyes and plant your feet firmly on the ground. And take a nice deep breath in through your nose for a count of 8 perhaps, very slowly, consciously, slowly breathing all the way in, pausing at the top of the breath, just for a moment. Feel the in-breath. And then exhale slowly for a count of 8. And while we continue to inhale, imagine yourself breathing in beautiful light. And as you breathe in this beautiful light from all that is, imagine this light radiating from your heart out through your entire body and out back into the world. And also shining inwards as well. And this is happening on every in-breath. And remember, something higher is breathing you for you. Think of this as your leverage. And on every out-breath, you can imagine yourself to breathe out a thick black cloud of tension stored in the body. And just to remember this, and you can use this wonderful tool at any point during the day, just to pause for a minute and inhale light, and exhale that cloud, releasing tension on every out-breath. And I'd ask you just to remember to stop waiting for life to happen. Stop waiting for a better moment than the one you've had in the past or hoping for in the future. And instead, remember to step into the present. And I'll leave you with my little grounding view, as I like to do every day. Today, I remember thoughts are not facts. Today, I remember thoughts are not facts. Namaste. Enjoy the show.
Thank you very much, Eamon. Thank you very much. That's the monk, everybody. And you've also met the rock, Katrina O'Brien. So it's time now to hand over to the face of our wonderful little cafe, Mr. Colm O'Brien. Thank you, Colm.
Pleasure indeed. Thank you, Princess Shelley, the monk and the rock. It's just fantastic. Such a crew to be blessed with. Show 75. Can you know, where did that come from? Cannot believe it. So folks, let me start the show as I always do. A very good morning, one and all. You're more than welcome to this episode 75 of the Coffee at 11 show, brought to you by wigwam.ie SME peer support on this rainy day in June. I'll start that again. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You are more than welcome to this. Right. Take 3. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You are more than welcome to this episode 75 of the Coffee at 11 show.